Yo, home skillets.
What up?
Your net mistakes. Never heard of bad booking. It's prep school. Your King Ginger. Mighty Matt Lind. Beardly Adams himself.
All right.
Beard.
Can I throw this out there?
Jesus.
The Coup Live crew. Coup Live crew.
I think Coup Live crew is Thursday nights.
Oh, okay. Well, I feel like
don't
involve Matt in this. He's like, no, bro, don't do that.
Don't involve the hand of the king in this.
Just send me the Premier link and tell me when to show up. I don't care who's running it.
El Vice Presidente for life. you're like the all-time quarterback. I love it.
He's the power behind the throne. Mighty Matt Lind.
That would imply that I have any power or motivation. I guess more importantly. But, it's welcome.
I did a little bit of putzing around with this. Is that Huey boy I hear?
He is. Come here. Come on.
Hi, Huey.
Come say hi.
Hi, happy boy.
Where are you?
Hi, buddy.
There he is.
Hi, Huey. Long time no see.
Gosh.
All right.
The best boy.
The best boy is here because I have this. Oh, yeah. Oh, what this? Yeah. Exactly.
He is a banana fan?
Big banana fan.
All right.
Since the way back.
Since way back. He was there for Banana's original album.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not one of those.
Oh, yeah. Before Banana signed.
Yeah.
I mean, you might not know that. You might not know that album. They didn't release it on a major label.
So I figure we'll spend today working. We'll spend our hour together working on Hard Times 1987. We got a lot done last time conceptually. I futz with what's working for us. So I did a little bit of adding, not a lot.
A couple modifications there.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out where Jerry Lawler was working in 1987.
Oh,
he wasn't in Continental.
I think that he was primarily at high schools.
Not to wrestle though.
Oh, it was for wrestling.
You know what Jerry Lawler loves about them high school girls.
They stay under 18, and he keeps getting older.
That's exactly it. I think he was in moving around, so I'm not sure what to do. So Beard, you're not familiar with what we've been doing.
No, give me and the fans a little something.
So here's the truth of our game. The war with the robots was fought. No one won. It's all a shoot, brother. So gimmicks are real life. Not everyone will get out alive. The world's in shamblers. Only the strong survive, i.e. professional wrestlers. Dusty was killed by Dusty's killed the robots. After Dusty is killed, how about by the robots, Ben? Learn to fucking write.
I think it's killed, comma.
The robot hit WrestleMania 3 a few years later, ensuring all of Vince Jr.'s employees died.
So now now that we're reading through this again with fresh eyes here, haven't we established that Vince does he get then supplanted by the robots after that?
No, we're just ensuing all WWF employees died because Vince is Vince. Shaggy!
He doesn't want to pay him?
Well, remember, Vince is a robot.
He is a robot, so this is just part of his...
The entire state of Michigan is a smoking crater after WrestleMania 3 gets destroyed. Everything tragic in wrestling history, i.e. early deaths, were part of the robot conspiracy. It's apocalypse, so the world's in shambles. Technology is limited, and a dwindling commodity. Santo is holding all the supernatural evils in the world at bay. With his death and having no replacement, trained evil set loose in the world. Mutants are real, a.k.a. Jake, the actual Snake Roberts, Bam Bam Bigelow, a spirit of vengeance, so on and so forth. The remains of the Americas are divided up into territories. Ring announcers, commentators, etc. are major domos for the leaders of their territory. The 10 pounds of gold is the actual Holy Grail. So we have to choose. If you want, you need to choose wrestlers that were NWA territory wrestlers from pre-March 1987. So Big Time Wrestling, Maple Leaf Wrestling is a mutated wasteland. AWA is in a nuclear winter, and I started figuring out like who were some AWA stars at that time. Lawler, that's where Lawler was.
Oh, he was up this direction. All right.
NWA Heartland is ruled by the King, Harley Race, in a Knight Riders style fiefdom.
The George Corman film.
Yeah.
Actual armored knights on motorcycles.
That was, who directed that again?
I know it's a Corman Productions film. I'll see.
But it's not Corman. It's George Romero.
That's right. And it stars Ed Harris. All right. I haven't. It's gone by. It's gone by in my my streaming queues a couple times, and I never pulled the trigger on it. So.
Tom Savini. Yeah, it's a fun, weird flick. WCCW is reeling from the robots killing some of the Von Erich family. This has left the entire area plus surrounding areas in a Game of Thrones style political war. This would include Mid-South, Western States Sports, Southwest Championship Wrestling, Houston Wrestling. An earthquake made the border between Southwest Championship Wrestling and Mexico virtually impassable. Florida Championship Wrestling, well, Florida is now Hellmouth, ruled by Kevin Sullivan, who is an actual demon. So we need to figure out Stampede, Portland, Big Time, NWA Hollywood, All-Star Wrestling, Georgia Championship Wrestling, the best. JCPW, we already decided that Puerto Rico World Wrestling Council is literally Escape from New York. No Cell Nation. That would also be a wonderful name for this, No Cell Nation.
That's amazing.
It is pretty amazing. I was thinking like the marks were basically like the vampires in I Am Legend.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I put it's literally Escape from New York with Carlos Colon as the Duke, a number 1. So we have to figure out Continental. We know that New York is still under robot controlled and it's ruled by the AI known as VKM Mark III. AAA and CML wage a never-ending war against the undead, aliens, and the remainder of the robots, while being held at the border by the strife in what was Texas. Meanwhile, overseas, we still haven't talked about Britain and Japan yet. And we've got an Appendix N started.
I mean, this is 87, so are we having the inklings of the British Bulldogs, and has the
were they in WWF in 87?
Oh,
because they were.
I'll trick.
They're dead.
Well, you could have Baby Boy die, but you could still have what's his name?
Dynamite.
Yeah, in a Professor X-like chair. Like perhaps he ended up being handicapped, even though it was for a different reason. And
no, VKM Mark III nuked.
Yeah, they were in the WWF from 84 to 88.
No,
yeah, they're dust. They're dust in the wind, baby.
Dynamite.
Thank you, Shaggy. Shaggy is like,
and they went to
Shaggy in the role of
fact checker
of Mitch Falcon today. Just
he's got the Mitch
point.
He's the mod with the bad bod.
All right, I'm looking who was what the Stampede results were for 87, and they apparently had a guy working up there named Biff Wellington, and that's fucking awesome.
Is it Beef Wellington or Biff Wellington?
I mean, either this website is misspelled, or
Biff Wellington's That's a great riff name. Yeah.
Well, there was a Canadian wrestler who wrestled in Chikara off and on named Beef Wellington.
I think that was a riff on Biff Wellington, though. Yeah.
Yeah, Biff Wellington. Yep.
That's so
God
Vince
damn.
Wellington is getting in. Name is in. Just like I know Mr. Saito was not a huge star in AWA, but he's fucking Mr. Saito. He gets in. So we need to figure out who were in some of these territories. So let's start with NWA Heartland.
All right.
There's like no listing in here.
Go to cage. I'll go to cage match.
Yeah, you guys can look this up because
Yeah,
I'm the one who's going to be typing.
We're good at the.
I'm
we're
the
good at the
I'm the
internet.
scribe.
Yeah.
Let's just go through and figure out like who our big time NPCs are.
all right. Well, here, yeah.
I was kind of thinking that like AWA is basically now because it's a nuclear winter. It's like oh man, what's the big city in Lord of the Rings where Dad has gone nuts?
Minas Tirith?
Yeah, Minas Tirith.
Yeah.
So in '87 in the NWF, which
What's
was
the NWF?
I think that's NWA Heartland, or at least part of that group. I don't know. This is like New Jersey and Maryland and stuff.
No, that NWA Heartland is like literally Kansas City.
All right.
So let's grab our map.
Yeah.
NWA Heart of America.
Oh, I don't know. I think that's called NWA Midwest now, because I think it shifted
Midwest,
up to like Southern Illinois.
World Wrestling Alliance.
Here's the '87 map that Matt found.
Okay.
Well, I don't know if that's '87. It's just a map. So some of those, because as we were looking, some of those organizations, I think that's just all-time NWA members and roughly where they were at.
Oh no, I thought it was '87.
Too late to go back now. We've already. It was in the message that went out to everybody. No. So NWA Midwest started in '98. Yeah, a lot of these are
here.
NWA Championship Wrestling America was '92. Well, let's just search NWA here.
Yeah.
Looking for a '87 map.
Okay, NWA's Heart of America heavyweight title in '86. Bob Brown, The Shadow, Marty Jannetty. Bob Brown comes back. Sam Houston in '87. Bob Brown.
Is this Heart of America?
That's the NWA Heart of America heavyweight title.
Okay, here's '84.
Okay.
So Central States.
Yeah, it became the Central States heavyweight title from '53 to '88.
Save that.
Poor Mitch. What?
Yeah, so nobody
Hey, Nate.
Nobody really jumping out at me here. The Pork Chop Cash, which is just an amazing name. And I think he showed up on some WCW tapings.
We're also saving this image.
Oh, dude, that's amazing. Is that a high res one?
Is incredible.
I've got that comic. So.
Yeah, I do too. I was gonna say I could scan it in, but that's beautiful. I love that. I can't wait to have like giant Baba that has been nuclearly radiated to even gianter Baba, and he rules Japan.
Have you seen Big Man Japan? Have you seen Big Man Japan?
No,
I've heard Big Man Japan. I have not seen it, but yeah, isn't he like 30 feet tall or something?
Yeah, he looks kind of like a little sumo dude, and he fights fucking monsters. Big Man Japan is bizarrely wonderful.
I've heard it's great. Weirdly, I did watch a movie. I think it might be the same director, but Electric Super Dragon 80,000 volts. That was not good. They made that boring somehow.
God damn it! It wants to save this just as a
Oh, the WebP.
P, which is
You can
dumb.
screenshot it and pop it into Paint or something. But
All right, let's. Yeah,
I'll find it. I'll
all
find
right,
it.
so Too Perfectly, one of the tag title holders in '87 in Heartland was the Warlord.
oh God.
So
NWA Heartland. We've got the Warlord. Who else?
the Warlord and Karl Kovac were the tag champions at one point.
K Carl or C Carl?
K Karl and K Kovac.
Almost sounds like Korvac, which is a different.
Yes. Pork Chop Cash.
Pork Chop Cash.
The Cuban Assassin was around there, I think. Let's see. They had no women's.
Well, like the Cuban Assassin has been sent by.
Oh yeah, no, that was
Carlos
going to be one of my questions. I think Slaughter was out of the Fed at the time, so like, are all those guys like actual like answering to the remnants of the military?
Oh no, Cuban Assassin has been sent by Carlos.
Yeah, no, Cuban Assassin, but like Slaughter and if Greg Gagne was working his Rambo gimmick,
Gagne was not at that time.
I don't think he was, but there was I don't know, like where was Kirchner? Was he anywhere?
He was in AWA.
Okay, so yeah, are those guys actual military, or
I think they have to be.
Is that open? I don't know.
Where was Beautiful Bobby Eaton? Because at this point, was the Midnight Express still? They had to be in JCPW.
Yeah, they were definitely down in one of those, Florida Georgia promotions. Okay, so Jim Crockett bought part of the St. Louis office in 85 or 86, February of 86, and started using his own wrestlers and titles. So that replaced like the Missouri.
Same thing with Georgia got swallowed up by Mid-Atlantic at that point.
Yeah.
So we can get rid of Georgia Championship Wrestling as well.
King, I just sent you a relatively high res version of the map with all of the people on it too, if you wanted to use that one.
You just send it to me.
Just in Messenger.
The Facebook group, I think.
Yeah. It's not as big as I would like, but it's like about 1,200 pixels wide. So it's
Beautiful Bobby Eaton was working with Jim Crockett in 86, 87. Well, 85 to 92. So that's Midnight Express.
Yeah.
This one is cut off a little bit, but it's even higher res. So if we wanted to use that, and
I don't think we need to. I think what we've got it's good. But I just want to dump these into our folder here. And then put them out so we can look at them.
Yeah.
Yeah, looks like
and also we can like look at some of those territories where we're like, who?
Yeah.
And just combine them into
or just like, I mean, as long as they were around at that time period, I guess it's like, well, whatever, they jobbers gotta work somewhere. So yeah, it looks like Owen was still with Stampede, but I think Brett had gone down to the Fed.
Poor
Rip.
Brett. Poor Brett.
Rip.
Or as someone we know would say, Bret Hart, who is she?
Yeah.
Was this
Never met her.
Would this have been the time where Stampede also had like Brian Pillman, or he had already moved on to JCPW?
It looks from the 87 results. I think I saw. Yep. Pillman.
Still in Stampede.
Pillman was still in Stampede. Yep.
through mid
Gama
1988.
Singh, is Gama Singh still there?
Yes. Gama and Makan Singh are both.
Yeah, Pillman was still tagging with what's his name? Bruce Hart as Bad Company, but not Bad Company.
Oh.
Yeah, because they had the international tag team championships.
Oh shit! In '87, Liger was in Stampede. He wasn't Liger yet, but who knows what Atom Bombs will do.
We know what his name was prior to Jushin Thunder Liger.
Keiichi Yamada.
What was it?
Keiichi Yamada. So that's Keiichichi.
Yep.
Yamada. Yamada. Yeah, there you
go.
Yeah, he was hurt with Owen at least a couple times.
Accident absorbs radiation.
Well, or is this I think we were talking earlier. I think we talked briefly last
ultra man-like figure.
Yeah, what if it's like a Super Sentai thing? Like the thing like opens up a cave and he falls in there and finds his amulet or whatever the fuck.
Oh,
magic powers.
That's some stuff right there.
I mean, we can fiddle with it. I'm just
we don't need to lock all this down.
Baron von Raschke, I forgot about the Baron.
Oh yeah, Raschke's. Yeah, I mean, when you've got an iron claw that could actually hurt somebody.
What if Baron von Raschke is literally like
he's just exploding people's heads like Kenshiro with Fist of
Baron Strucker. He has like the Satan claw.
Oh, dude, he's got to be like Dr. Claw and Inspector Gadget. We only see him stroking his cat.
You see who else was there in '87?
Yeah, was he? And he was
still... baby Bull, Leon White, baby.
Sweet baby Bull. Mm-hmm.
All right, so where was Tarzan? Tarzan Goto was in Stampede at this point.
No,
Mitch Falcon for real? Because I love me some Tarzan Goto and FMW.
Well, let's see here. Where was Tarzan?
I do love that pork chop cash is a hashtag now. Was that you, Beard?
Yeah, Nate said, "Hey, you have money? You know I'm rolling with that pork chop cash." And so I was like, "Hell yeah!"
Hashtag look at a picture of him because
he was in Tarzan Goto was in Heartland.
Wow.
Oh
yeah,
damn, Heartland.
He was in Continental in '86, and then he was in '88 he went to Puerto Rico, but in this time period he should still be in the U.S. So
I don't know anything about Karl Kovac.
I don't either.
So I think he gets dumped.
Yeah.
He was up visiting the Fed, seeing if he could get that sweet contract. And
well, the way I look at it is if we don't know you, you're good. There are 7 people watching this stream. That is completely fucked up. Hey, 7 people, feel free to jump in the chat and play along at home. By the way, that's amazing. Thank you guys.
You're now a part of the Cool Live crew.
Cool Life Crew is for Thursdays, Beard. We talked about that.
No. If you and I are on the stream, the 3 of us are not Cool Life Crew. We talked about what our group should be called, like that watches with us, that does not, it also watches Dave, and Cool Life Crew, baby.
So yeah, keep tossing them out. Dang, you guys are killing it.
It was awesome.
What do we look? So here's my thoughts. So we can go up a little bit. My thought, and then please put your thoughts in the chat, and then Matt and Beardley, of course, feel free to riff. Yeah. AWA is like a nuclear wasteland. So we talked about like the territories being fiefdoms. I look at AWA as being even more like tiny fiefdoms. So Baby Bull, Leon White, I think he just like lives in the remains of a city that's like his labyrinth, and he's like an actual minotaur, and he's like actually eating people. Mr. Saito, I just want him in because I love Mr. Saito. I figure Vern and Greg Gagne, like I said, are kind of like
they're at the top of the IDS tower.
Oh man, we lost 3 people. Man. All right. So Vern is like the head weighs heavy on the crown. Or the crown weighs heavy on the head. I don't know. Von Raschke, Baron Strucker, he's basically starting his own Hydra. Maybe Mr. Saito works in Hydra. I don't know. Minute Rockers, they were also bad guys, so maybe they're like running like goods in and out. We've also got Bockwinkel, Lawler, and Kurt Hennig at this point.
And Super Ninja and
Super Ninja,
Curl de Beers. Wait, Dennis Stamp was in AWA in '87.
Who was?
Dennis Stamp. He was booked.
Oh my God! I can't be there unless I'm booked. Oh God, yeah, Shaggy. Bruce,
yes.
we've got to figure out how Stampede can figure into a dungeon. Because I agree. I mean, that is a must-have.
Is it still just the basement of his house?
There is an actual heart dungeon.
And Brian Pillman lives there because he was part of that bad company.
True.
We're having company over for dinner. Bad company.
Sherry Martell was working AWA in '87.
Way more charisma than any heart except for Owen ever had.
Brian,
sorry you're dead.
Seeing Jerry Sags.
Here, you know what? AWA had a baller roster at this point.
I mean, HBK was up here in '86.
No, Midnight Rockers were here through '87.
Oh, that's right. He was. Okay, I forgot he was the Midnight Rockers. Yeah. Jesus.
Yeah, they were heels.
Scott Hall.
Was Scott Hall? I thought Scott Hall had already left to JCPW
and
he was the Diamond Sun.
He was here at least, looks like, into April. I'm not sure if...
We said March was a cutoff, so he's there when the world ends. Big Scott Hall.
Paul Lee was up here.
Oh my God, Mitch! Yes.
Do we want to do a recap?
Yeah. Okay. So, Matt, who was the artist that did this?
Kyle Starks.
Kyle
Starks did a 8-page comic for the wrestling fanzine Atomic Elbow,
and it was amazing.
Yeah, it essentially took the Dusty Hard Times promo, the line in there about when a computer takes your job, that's hard times, daddy, and extrapolated that out and said computers are coming to take your life, and they're robots,
like the Terminator, basically.
So yeah, they blew up. At least in the story, they blew up the what was the Omni?
Yeah, they blew up the Omni.
And it's a little bit of at the beginning of the story, Dusty has already passed, as has Magnum, and it's the last remnants of the Horsemen. Oh, all right.
It's like, oh no.
Oh, okay.
I just don't get the rest of it. That is fair, Mitch. That is very fair.
So
also, to be fair, I don't know most of what's going on.
Hey, Beard, are we still? I am pro computer murder. Beard, we should get heel turn back going on Wednesdays, and maybe take some of the stuff in our WrestlePlex, and maybe do some watch alongs there and watch some of this old shit.
I feel like if we're gonna do stuff, we should just do it all on this one channel so people know where to go. Because like they're already going to Dave's channel and our channel and all the other channels. Like I know.
I'm down for that.
Yeah, I think during the summer I'll be more open to be doing more stuff, and I think that just having a place to go. I mean, because we could have it like Heel Turn Radio on, Heel Turn Radio could just be a show on this. But yeah,
I think that's right. I think we do.
So I realized that we would have to.
He did pity suckers.
The timelines would get interesting here, but AWA brought fucking Baba over for Wrestle Rock in '86.
Yeah.
And
I mean, Japan's going to be fire because we got Ricky Dozen is still around.
Yeah, I think Japan is like, we won't use Japan in our first thing, but Japan is definitely must, because I think Japan and Britain, because I think Rollerball Rocco is still around at this point.
Yep.
I think Haystacks Calhoun, Big Daddy, all those people are still around. Yeah. So I think we concentrate on the US first, and then we can kind of.
So serious question: does McMahon nuclearly
MK Mark III?
Yeah.
Does he irradiate Japan so that we have like kaiju versions of like these?
Hell yeah.
It's like giant Baba and like Mecha Ricky Dozan.
I think so. I think we add that to our.
I feel like if Japan was going to build a mecha wrestler, it would probably be Inoki.
Yeah, I think Inoki would be against that because he's all about strong style coming from within.
Ah, okay.
So to me, Inoki becomes like.
So Inoki's One Punch Man.
Goku. He's like Goku.
I feel like Baba is the most likely because Baba's body broke down. Like you just need like the mecha, like he's got the like legs things, like and then he'd be like, "Don't talk to my wife." It'd be great.
Brody was still around.
Oh, yeah. When was the murder? Was in '88, right?
'88, yeah.
Oh God. Yeah. Mitch, this was Shaggy's merciless, corrupt Mark attacking heels, obliterating No Cell Nation. No Cell Nation is a great name for like
amazing. Yeah,
we should copyright that shit.
Yeah,
That's
you need to copyright No Cell Nation. No Cell Nation is like a podcast waiting to happen.
Oh, No Cell Nation is like a freaking like straight shoot style stable. Like the whole like whatever bloody knuckle whatever things like
Combat Club.
Yeah. No Cell Nation. Oh, hey Spike. You didn't oversleep. You slept just the right amount.
Oh, you're here
and you're well rested. Hey-o.
All right. I've added that to our burgeoning canon. All right, let's go back up and see what else we can. Who else was in WCCW in those assorted Texas, Oklahoma, Louisiana areas that are worth mentioning? Besides the beautiful boys that were the Von Erichs.
Warrior.
Oh, Dingo Warrior, yep.
Warrior. Let's see. I'll go towards
the prophet that was the Dingo Warrior. The planes will crash into the towers.
Tony Atlas debuted for them in December of '86. Buzz
loving them feet.
Oh, Maniac Matt Bourne.
Ooh.
Now, let's see here. Chris and Mark Youngblood.
Which Youngblood was tag team partners with Steamboat?
I don't know. Well, I don't know. I'd have to look.
He might have been dead. He might have been dead by this point.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, he was because Steamboat was in the Fed.
Oh, right. Okay.
Eliminate our super changer Steamboat. Who could change both into a boat, into steam, as well as into a dragon. Triple changer, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat.
Okay,
sorry, off the table.
When are we cutting off? April?
Right at WrestleMania. WrestleMania. So WrestleMania was in March that year. That's when VKM the third detonates his nuke. And
Tony Atlas was in WCWA, which is like Dallas Fort Worth.
So basically, Texas falls under the entire Game of Thrones style of the Von Erichs.
Brody was working down there.
Yeah.
Was Brody there or was he in Japan?
It says he was there at least in May of '87.
So, yeah, Brody.
They ran a show in February. It looks like they skipped March and April.
So I see Brody as like the Hound in Game of Thrones. Because Brody also, if you go back and read anything about Brody, he was super important to the Von Erichs, especially to the boys. And there was a reason that Fritz kept bringing him in. It's because he actually trusted Brody, even though a lot of other promoters didn't.
Okay.
So Brody is a fascinating dude.
Oh yeah, he's super interesting.
He did one of the first ever shoots.
Yeah.
Has anyone watched that? It's wild how much he's giving away.
And him just saying, "Oh, I shouldn't say this, but here I go." Buzz
Oh,
Sawyer was down in WCW.
Who was?
Buzz Sawyer.
Modern Day Warrior. Who?
The Grappler.
Grappler.
Yes.
This is post Bundy too. Bundy was already.
Dude, Bob Bradley was down there.
I don't remember who Bob Bradley is.
Battle Cat.
Oh.
He was also Red Demon, but yeah, he was Tiger, Battle Cat, but yeah, he was Bob Bradley when he was down in Texas. Bobby Bradley. That is amazing.
I would also say with Brody, there is I can't remember who tells the story, but that God, who was Thez, that people look at Brody and don't think he was a good worker. But when he was doing those little spot shows where he would do it for fundraising and things, that he was coming back from WCCW, he was coming up north to do these little carnival spot show thing. And the night before, he, in a almost empty gym, wrestled Luthez for over an hour, just to stay sharp. There was nobody there because it wasn't a show. It was just they got together and just wrestled. And I can't remember what wrestler said he watched it, and he had worked out with them before. They'd worked out for an hour ahead of time. Then they wrestled for an hour, and then Brody got out of the ring and did 1,000 squats. And he was dude was a machine. And even Thez was why don't you just wrestle instead of doing all? He's because no one wants to see me wrestle. They want to see me do crazy stuff. And I was that's wild. All right, sorry. Got off.
Abdullah the Butcher is in all these colors. Was he on there?
Oh yeah, he's in every.
Yeah, but we need to figure out where he was in March.
He was here.
He was in WCW?
WCWA.
What is WCWA?
World Class Championship. Well, it's World Class Championship Wrestling. It's WCWA. That's what they call it now.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, he was there. He was in a huge program with Tony Atlas, and then he was in a program with looks like Mark Youngblood. Let me see where the 87.
Yeah, looks like.
Yeah.
Portland.
Yeah, he's here mid-February, and then he's here in April, and he's here in January and December, 86.
So he's there then.
Yeah.
Maybe
2-on-1 handicap match happened on the 23rd of January, 1987. Matt Bourne and Percy Pringle III versus Tony Atlas. We got freaking Percy Pringle. Oh, yes.
Just look and see, and we do not have Steve Regal.
No.
Regal would still be over in Britain.
Oh, he was with the Fed.
What?
Already?
Let's see. Okay, no, he left. Okay,
I like that idea.
Okay, he showed up briefly in '86, and he was there at least through October. And he came back to the NWA in '88, so I don't know where he was in '87.
Blue Bloods. He was WCW touring with IWGP. 16 April. Oh, that's too early. Hold on. Let's see.
Hansen would have been in Japan.
Looks like he was back in the UK.
Okay.
Yeah.
Working with Brookside.
Yep.
Yeah, when they
Yeah.
were beautiful boys.
The Golden Boys. Yeah, all-star wrestling in Britain at the time.
Okay, let's get we kind of lost our
We
way.
did.
We got excited.
So let's start looking at Florida Championship Wrestling.
All right.
Bigelow was in 87. He was in Japan, even better. He's still the spirit of vengeance.
All right, NWA Championship Wrestling from Florida.
Florida. Yeah, I mean, it's Florida.
Okay.
I think honestly, Kevin Sullivan may have been in Continental.
Really?
Kevin Sullivan?
I think he might have been the Continental champion.
Let's find out.
I know he was still off and on in Florida because that's where he was based out of. But
it looks like in 87 he was still in Florida.
Perfect. All right. So that fits with what Florida is literally a huge hell.
Their March show in Florida Championship in 87 was Dusty versus Big Bubba Rogers, the Barbarian versus Black Magic, Norman Smiley.
Oh.
Steve Armstrong and Tracy Smothers versus Mark and Jason Sterling. Mike Rotundo versus Golden Boy Chick Donovan. Stan Lane, Scott Hall versus Tommy Wright and Bob Cook, and Lex Luger versus Question Mark.
Well, Lex Luger's dead, so there will be no Luger. No Luger.
The Barbarian, Black Magic, Norman Smiley. I think Black Magic Norman Smiley is literally a wizard. He's like he's basically like a combination of Doctor Strange and Dr. Voodoo.
Yeah, let's see here. Okay, they also had a show on the 14th in 87 that had Tully and Arn, Vic Steamboat, Great Angle, and Oliver Humperdinck.
Ooh.
Kevin Sullivan was, at least he came through in March of 87.
Okay, perfect. We're keeping that then.
In CWF.
Okay.
Mike Rotundo, Scott Hall, yeah.
Hall, we've got an AWA though.
Yeah. I mean, they move all around.
I think we're trying to figure out who are the more regulars in each place. I think that's pretty good right there. We've got at least 4 or 5 NPCs / options for players.
Oh yeah.
Whoever was mixing that fiber into their nose candy, baby. Most regular.
So we've got Portland next. Let's hit Portland.
Yes, let's hit Portland.
Yeah, I couldn't find a whole lot on Portland from that time period.
I think Portland might have been pretty dead at that point.
Portland Wrestling. There's a whole thing on YouTube, 1987 and 1988.
Okay, so there's
Who's Who, Piper, Hennig, Jay Youngblood, Dynamite Kid, Dutch Savage, Tony Bourne, Matt Bourne, Stan Stasiak, King Parsons, Jimmy Snuka, Jesse Ventura, Rick Martel, Colonel De Beers, and Beetlejuice Art Bar are just a few of the names that made Portland Wrestling what it was.
Yeah, but a lot of those guys weren't there for long periods of time.
We got, let's see, we've got the Assassin is there. Dutch Savage. I'm just looking at all the
Was the Assassin Jody Hamilton, if I remember correctly?
I do not know. Rip Oliver was there. Ricky Santana. Art Cruz. They had the clan, the Abudadane clan, the Eastern or the Middle Eastern.
I don't remember them at all.
Thick.
I've got a whole bunch of Portland in the WrestlePlex, but I haven't watched it.
Okay.
I think maybe because Art Barr was the name I remember out of that, and because he was Beetlejuice at that point, I think maybe we go with Barr as also a Kevin Sullivan like monster who has like taken over that Portland area, and that way we don't have to really think about anyone else in it. What are our thoughts there? Triple Changer, unfortunately, Super Spike, we forgot, is at WrestleMania 3, so no, he is mere radioactive ashes.
Okay, so it looks like all right, it looks like what they have. This is January. This is mid-January 1987. It is the WWA World Championship, Rick Martel versus Paul Orndorff. The Northwest Championship.
But they were both
Tom Zank.
Tom Zink was there
versus Kurt Hennig. Number one contender match is Hacksaw Sawyer versus Rip Oliver. The Northwest Tag Team Championships was Portland's team versus the Clan. I'll have to look that up.
So I think the problem with Portland at this point is it was just a stop-off point.
Yeah, it seemed like, I mean,
yeah, for guys who had who had the ability to work work elsewhere that wasn't televised, outside regionally. So I think like it's not a real. I mean, I think Portland was a weird like stopover place at that point.
Yeah, it's basically. Although, okay, so here it says, in 87, Len Denton, working for Don Owen, became the first booker for PNW while still developing who would become stars of the future for the promotions, such as Art Barr, Scotty the Body, later Raven, C.W. Bergstrom, Steve Dahl, and Rex King. Scotty, recognized as a good talker, was eventually used as Koss's wisecrack-making broadcast partner. Without new talent and other reasons, mostly lack of good sponsors, business continued to slide as the 90s came around,
So I'm thinking like Scotty the Body, but I think Scotty Flamingo or Scotty the Body also was working in WWF at that time. No, too early. So we were looking at like Art Barr and Scott Levy as like the main two guys that were there who stayed there for a period of time.
They were like the two people that were there. The Grappler and Steve Dahl were the Pacific Northwest champions. Let me see, 87.
So I think we're gonna have to figure Portland out. I think Portland is kind of an area. Yeah,
it's kind of an odd spot. I see
what about Big Time? Big Time is Hawaii. This is where we get. I think the High Chief's wife was probably running shit at this point. Well, maybe not. High Chief might have still been alive.
He looks like he was up in Portland and. Maybe not. No. Okay. Let's see here. I don't want prime time. I want big time.
It had another name too. It was also known as Polynesian Pacific Wrestling.
Polynesian Championship Wrestling.
Okay.
It might be different. That's what it was in 81. Hawaii Big Time Wrestling. All right.
Did Shaggy, was he... But I believe he was in Portland at that time because that's where he got his start, was in Portland.
Ooh, I wonder if Masa Fujiwara, a.k.a. Mr. Fuji, was still there at that time.
Fuji would have been in WWF, I'm pretty sure.
In 87?
Yeah.
I think so.
He might have still been wrestling at that point.
Okay, so let's see. Trying to find
50th state big time wrestling.
All right, here we go. Events. Let's see. I mean, the hard part about them is like I don't think that they have a whole lot of. There's like a big chunk missing from their.
Yeah.
Well, I would also say I was listening to Tin Bell Pod, which I highly recommend. If no one is aware of it, it's one of Jake Manning's podcasts. and they were talking on the episode where they were doing Rocky Johnson, and they talked about Big Time was an area where if you were flying back from or to Japan, you would fly in early or leave late so you could do a shot at Big Time. So Big Time had this bizarre mishmash of people who were working like supercars there. So I'm not sure. I mean, I feel like that's just like maybe even a safe haven where the Mayavias roll over it.
Yeah, Leah was running the promotion at that time because Peter died in '82.
Okay. Tell me if I'm spelling these right because I can't remember.
At least this article was just LIA.
LIA.
Yeah, but I don't know if that's.
I feel like it's not the correct spelling of Mayavia, but
We know who you're talking about.
yeah,
I mean, it seems like they were running shows, but I don't think anything was televised. People didn't seem to be paying a lot of attention to it. So,
like I'm thinking about like Hawaii being like untouched, unsoiled by this mess. It's like people talk about it, like, oh man, that's like if we could just get to Hawaii.
Yeah.
So maybe we just leave Big Time like that.
Yeah, I think that's probably until we find something interesting.
All right, NWA Hollywood.
Okay, were they Polynesian Championship Wrestling in that time period?
Yeah.
Is that why not? Okay.
Yeah, because eventually they became NWA Hawaii for a while, but then they're like 50th state Big Time Wrestling, because there's also Big Time Wrestling that operated in the Carolinas for a while that's still wrestling.
Yeah.
It's still going out. But yeah, or they were also referred to as Mid Pacific.
Yeah, they had a couple different names.
Yeah. But then I think that in the late 70s, then it shifted over to being run, like it was bought by the Mayavias.
Waterworld. Yes.
Let's see here. August 80s.
God, I can't spell.
Hawaii.
I've got spell check on this.
Oops. No. Stupid computer.
All right, what do we got for Hollywood?
Hollywood Championship Wrestling.
Mm-hmm. Which Matt and I were talking about last time. It's wild that still exists.
Yeah,
when you think about it, it's really amazing that's got such a lineage.
Yeah.
So I was looking, on this Polynesian stuff, and apparently the Hawaii heavyweight title champion in February of 2000 was Keithan Hawk.
That is amazing.
That's amazing.
Maivia.
Let's see here. NWA Hollywood looks like it's gone at this time. It closed in '82.
Should we say California fell into the ocean?
I
That Tool was right.
I mean, I'm curious who was big around there in
Because Big Time was in San Francisco, and that's basically it, is those two feds at that point.
yeah.
And then they form a disaster reef that also keeps people from trying to boat over to the Pacific Isles.
I'm down.
What do we think, Matt?
Yeah, I think that works.
I think good. I think movie good.
Okay, so yeah, like AWA was even running shows in California in '87. So yeah, it looks like it was. I don't see it. It was Golden State Wrestling. You can either do it as it fell into the ocean, or maybe it's the other coastal like stronghold of one of the other promotions.
Nah.
Yeah, it doesn't look like there was a whole lot going on.
Jesus. Not Hollywood. What is wrong with me?
Hollywood.
Yeah, it could be an enclave of religious zealots that all worship Lex Luger.
Luger is still alive, Beard. He's just going to be an even more awful person.
I mean, this could be something that people thought was the darkest timeline, but it's not, because Elizabeth lived. But instead, sure, let's have Lex Luger live.
I mean, Elizabeth didn't live though. She got nuked in.
Yeah, she died with Mach.
In Michigan, yeah.
With Ricky Steamboat. All right, I'll start wrestling Vancouver.
Oh, we got 2 minutes.
Can we establish that match had been broadcast before the bomb hit?
How about we say that was the last match broadcasted? Are we all good with that?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Savage Steamboat, WrestleMania 3, last WWF match of all time in this universe.
We're talking about All-Star Wrestling in Vancouver.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see here. Yeah, a lot of people went through that, that's for sure.
Oh my God, so ridiculous.
Apparently,
we might go a little bit long today, just because I think we're all having a very good time. Is Vancouver going to be one of those things, though, too, where we need to just say it's not?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, let's see who was up there. I mean, Robotron.
Luger becomes a Morton Joe. I kind of love it. Except for I believe and Morton Joe was probably a better person. Oh, I forgot. We can't talk bad about Luger anymore because he found Jesus and is in a wheelchair.
Looks like John Tenta was working up in Vancouver in early '87.
Oh. Is Tenta the only guy of note?
I'm looking at the cards from early '87 here.
Because I kind of feel Tenta's the only guy. Tenta rules Vancouver.
Yeah, I'm not. Well, let's see.
No Dusty Ghost.
There was a
Because
guy.
we've got Dustin.
There was a guy up there working at the time as J.R. Bundy, but who also worked under the name Bo Nanas. Now let's see here. He had Terry Tomko working up there as the Frog.
Wow. I also saw that Mauro Ronaldo got his start doing commentary for them.
Yes.
I don't know when he started doing that, but I was reading that. That was funny.
Let's see here. Where is... There we go.
I don't think that was until after all of this, but
Well, I mean, it's baby Morrow. We'll say he's like a child.
yeah. he began.
Oh,
he
he'd be
began.
like Master Blaster.
This is like when they did that retrospective on his life. This is where, like, when he was 16, he started managing and doing ring announcing.
Yeah, he was doing commentary.
Actually, okay, so 69. He would have been. Oh my gosh, he would have been there. Hold on. Let's do. Okay. He would have been there during this time. He would have started doing that in 1985. Perfect.
Yeah,
so he would.
We're gold.
We're gold. Gucci.
All right. Whew, we're down to the last two, the big two. JCPW or Mid-Atlantic, and then Continental. I do like Vince McMahon a lot. I need to find a voice changer that sounds like Soundwave so we can cut Vince promos like like out of the like off of satellites. You're fired. What a maneuver. So we've got the Horsemen. No.
Yep.
Dusty's gone. I believe when was the accident? For oh man, my brain is just
Magnum.
For Magnum. And this brings the question: how far do we want to deviate from Kyle's work, from our Inspirato?
I think it's a good jumping off point, but I don't know that we want to, October 86.
So we're just going to say Magnum's deceased. That he died in the robot war.
Yeah, like that was in the story, so we can stick with that.
Sting would have been 87. He would have been there. Was Sid there? Or was Sid in 87 would have been in Continental as Lord Humongous?
Let's see here. He was in CCW in 87 as Lord Humongous. So he's just getting started.
All right, perfect. All right. So again, if you don't agree with me, our chat thinks it's dumb. The TIS territory is a Kentucky Fried Southern nightmare full of grain alcohol, highwaymen, fast cars, and fried food that may or may not be the remains of carpetbaggers. That just came to me, and I was like, I want to see like people driving fast cars through the. Where is Big Bubba, by the way?
I think he was in. Where was he? He was definitely around.
He's probably in JCPW or he's in Continental, would be my guess. One of the two.
Yeah, I'm looking at CWA. We've got the Sheep Herders.
Oh my God, that's right.
The Fantastics. Coco Ware.
Hugo wasn't in the Fed at this point.
No, I think he debuted in 87 or 88. Trying to find the tail end of
Because
80.
the Freebirds are done at this point because Gordy's dead.
Okay.
I think Gordy, the Gordy Memorial Show is in 87, I want to say.
So
that's what happens to you Yankee carpetbaggers.
In November 87, you had Bad Company.
There's two Bad Companies?
Yeah, not to be confused with Bad Company.
This is Bad Company.
I know, but Bad Company 1D is Bruce Hart and Brian Pillman up in Stampede.
Bad Company
looks like
wasn't that gosh, what was his name? It was so nice to us, Beard, that I really like.
There was a lot of people that have done that.
No, he was a wrestler that we both agreed that we thought was super underrated. He was in the Orient Express in WWE.
Paul Diamond?
No, Pat Tanaka.
Pat Tanaka. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Pat Tanaka underrated.
Yeah, without a mask on.
He was in Bad Company. Was this the correct?
Yeah, he was in BADD Company.
Yeah.
What
if Bad Company combines all and they're 3Ds and it's the four of them?
Maybe they're just the company.
And they live in the dungeon. They're based out of the dungeon.
So yeah, in January 87 in CWA, you had the Fabulous Ones. Big Bubba was there.
Oh, was the Fabulous Ones not the Fantastics?
They became the Fabulous Ones. It looks like they might have been the Fantastics before. I don't know. In 87, at least in January, they were.
No, I think the Fabulous Ones and the Fantastics were just different teams.
Yeah.
I can never remember like those.
Tommy Rich, Soul Train Jones in his pre-Virgil days.
Soul Train Jones.
And yes, Lord Humongous was working down there.
Super Spike said Bill Dundee was around too. I don't know if you saw that.
Nice. I think that's a good for Continental.
Moondog Splat / Super Moondog was down there.
Which Moondog?
Moondog Splat. He was working as what was he working as at that point? I mean, yeah, Tarzan Goto was in CWA in February of 87. That's bonkers.
Do we have him down? I thought we had him somewhere else.
He was around. He sounded like he was just in the States at that point.
I think he was on excursion.
Yeah.
We have him in the heart of America, so we're going to leave him in there.
Yeah, I think he went there right after like a month or two in CWA.
Yeah, it's really hard, Super Spike, with some of this because it was so much travel between for some of these guys to put them in one area. But I think we're doing a pretty good job. So let's concentrate on JCPW, Mid-Atlantic at this point. Dave Brown is commentator and meteorologist.
Let's see here. So yeah, it looks like Bill Dundee was in JCP in January at least. Road Warriors, Delring, Pez Watley, Manny Fernandez.
Oh, the Raging Bull, Manny Fernandez.
Yeah, Big Bubba was going through there. I think he was just down in that area.
Was this? Yeah, this is when he was Cornette's bodyguard.
Okay.
Hmm.
Rick Rude,
God damn, roster.
Dick Murdoch,
Now,
Nikita
fuck.
Koloff,
Oh, Nikita!
Hands of Stone, Ronnie Garvin.
No, Ronnie Garvin. Ronnie Garvin's a gross motherfucker.
All right, fair.
Like in real life, gross motherfucker.
I will believe you.
Also, Dave Brown got in. He is going to be like in a loincloth on a chain that Lord Humongous drags around just to tell him the weather.
The Mulkeys. Let's see here.
Rude and Fernandez were a tag team at this point, weren't they?
Yes. Yeah, let me go down to February here and see who.
Sting was in. Sting was in there.
I haven't seen him yet, but he might have still been down in Texas.
I thought when they were no longer the Blade Runners, it was because Sting went to JCPW, and
it could be. He might just not be on these listings I'm seeing here. Let's see here.
Thunderfoot's got to get in because he's canon in the comic.
Yes. Yeah, Beautiful Bobby.
Yeah, I got the Midnight Express in. Was this Midnight Express with Stan Lane, I think, at this time?
No, because he would have still been. Well, I guess he could have been doing the Fabulous Ones at the same time, but I think it's
Dennis Condrey.
Yes.
All right.
It is
So
Condrey. Yep.
OG Midnight Express. So that means Stan would have been with the Fabulous Ones.
Yes. You had the Barbarian, Dutch Mantel.
Dirty Dutch is in. Dirty Dutch would have been the time of
Oh.
Jayhawks.
Lasertron.
Lasertron.
So we have a love with Lasertron because
Huge love.
Yeah, because he actually was our world champ in the Projo for like 1 week.
But he's a best bout machine in the Projo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the Projo Lasertron is we couldn't figure out where he came from, but he was like Warhorse. He was ruling ass.
Yes.
Let's see. Looks like Ivan Koloff was also there. Both the Koloffs.
Uncle Ivan was dude who would become the Repo Man, whose name Barry Darso.
Barry Darso, I think he was in. Was he still with Demolition?
I think he was in the Fed.
I think we're too early for Demolition.
I think he was already in the Fed.
He was Crusher Khrushchev.
He might have been in WCW.
Yeah,
WWF. Because he was in Jim Crockett in '87, but when did he leave?
Let's see here. He was still with the Russians.
Yeah, okay, I thought so.
So he went to '87, or he went to the Fed in '87, but that's
later. Yeah.
Something like that. I can't remember how to spell his name.
Yeah, that looks good.
Oh no, he's not. They debuted as Demolition January 4th, 1987 at the Springfield Civic Center in Massachusetts.
Wow.
He did. He did. Rip.
Oh, gentleman, Chris Adams, also a fucking horrible human being.
Yes.
We're gonna leave him out. Sorry. I used to love I used to be a big fan of Chris Adams, and then I found out what an awful person he was, and I was like, oh, God damn it, why are you ruining this for me, Chris Adams? Who was also, it's not Manny Fernandez, who was the other like super big heel in WCCW that tagged with Chris Adams? Oh gosh, I can't remember his name.
WCCW?
Yeah, but he also went to WCW, and they had him slated to be a big star, and he was like, I'm not doing the job to Ric Flair.
No Yob.
No Yob.
No Yob Chris Adams.
Gino Hernandez.
Gino Hernandez.
Oh, Gino.
Yeah.
With that fucking robe.
Yeah. Gino was supposed to be a big deal, and just.
Did you watch the Vice, the Dark Side of the Ring? That was good. It was really good.
Yeah.
Gino could have been a star, but you know.
No, he was Adams went to UWF in '86 and became tag team champion with Terry Taylor.
Well, we had said before that UWF got absorbed into WCCW, just ate all that up.
Let's see here. So they kept the storylines held on through the end of '87 though. So you had the Freebirds, Shane Douglas, Rick Steiner, Eddie Gilbert, Dr. Death.
All those guys were still in UWF. They weren't in WCW yet.
Yeah, and that's where Sting was.
Yeah, that was Hot Stuff International. Were those guys in UWF still, or were they in Mid-Atlantic?
It looks like because they sold UWF to JCP on April of 1987. So
like a month after.
Yeah.
So they all would have been. They're all up in this. WCCW is quickly becoming like where all the great stuff was happening. Yeah, because this is pre-Scott.
Yeah, you had Sting and Rick Steiner were tagging him.
Yeah, they were underneath Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert.
You had Chavo Sr., Ted DiBiase.
Chavo Classic.
Buddy Jack Roberts, Sam Houston, Bill Irwin.
Something like that.
Yeah, E at the end there. Yep, there you go.
So we're going to leave the Freebirds out. I think that's pretty good.
One Man Gang.
Oh.
Should One Man Gang be like OMAC?
Yes.
You'd be stupid not to.
Yes. I think we're just creating some bizarre metafiction here I'm all about. All right. So I think we're good because WCCW is like is amazing.
And
we just make it with One Man Gang because in May he debuts in the Fed.
Yeah.
And I think who do we have? Do we have anybody else in Mid-Atlantic who is either interesting visually, like Lasertron, or
Shaggy said Earl and Dave Hebner were there. I don't care. I don't know when they started in WWE. Regal was there for a bit. Jim Ross.
Well,
Barry Windham, only thing he can do is pat you on the back after you do a good job. Oh God. I feel like the chat has been like Skippy for me, and then there's just this like
chat's been really weird.
Yeah.
Like
not the people in chat, but the chat has been like a little funky today.
But yeah, my internet's been funky.
Yeah, I don't know if I can find a roster here.
I'm trying to think if there was anybody else at this time that, because the Horsemen, was this the Horsemen still with Ole, or is Ole out at this point and Luger's in?
No, Ole's in.
Ole.
Still Ole.
So you have the OG Horsemen.
Yeah, don't even care if that's true or not. I'm just saying.
This might have been right around the time where Ole's like misses the thing because he's going to his kid's wrestling tournament, and they turned it into a story. where this is how they
Oh,
booted him
yeah.
out.
Four Horsemen.
Was Cactus?
Oh
Jack?
no. We're not going to talk about it.
It's Luger, isn't it?
No, in February '87, he was made an associate member and expressed his desire to become a horseman, but he was not yet.
So yeah, looking at Starrcade '86, which was November.
Yeah,
that was the Skywalker's match.
Midnight and the Road Warriors, right?
Yeah.
Big Bubba Rogers was there for that.
Yeah.
Late '87, it says. I don't have anything more. Or late March '87 is when the whole like Ole Luger thing was happening.
So we're saying that, like, let's say Ole's kid dies, so
They
Ole
should get-
basically folds back into the Horseman.
Or they should get fused together, and Ole and Luger are a two-headed.
Oh no! Oh my
Four
god!
horsemen, 5 heads.
Ole and Luger get.
I want them to be
fused
like
into
the
one shitty person.
yeah. I'm trying to think. It wasn't.
That way we don't have to deal with the fact that both of them are kind of horrible humans.
Yeah.
Now they're just one
they're just a monster.
mega horrible monster. No,
And they
Shaggy,
should
if
be-
you can think of little folk wrestlers that you feel should get in, and more ladies would be great. It's just kind of not the greatest time for wrestlers, unfortunately. I mean,
in Japan was good.
Yeah, Japan. This has AJPW's Joshi kicked off at this point, or are we still like?
Oh yeah, no, I think I was looking, and both fucking I know Dump Matsumoto had debuted, and fucking blanking out.
Toyota.
Manami Toyota was out there. Yeah, I mean there was like the big Joshi names were going.
Yeah,
and I want Ole and Lex to be like the Kleinstocks from the Acolytes in Marvel, where it's like the one guy's torso just kind of on the other guy's back, so it's 4 arms.
Yeah,
just
I'm
kind of merged together. 4 arms, 2 heads.
Because I was thinking of them like an Etten in D&D, where they're just 2 heads on one body.
Yeah.
That argue with each other.
I was thinking like the He-Man that
Too
could
Bad.
like punch each other. Yeah, Too Bad, who could like punch each other's faces.
So we do have a Master Blaster situation where we have young Mauro Ranallo riding on the back of sumo ruler John Tenta.
Oh my god,
in Vancouver,
that's amazing.
who's seconded by Bonanas and the Frog. That's right. Vancouver is happening. Moolah's dead. Fuck Moolah.
All right, I'm gonna have to leave you guys. To,
Yeah, I gotta go
this.
run some errands before this afternoon, but this has been just great.
Bonkers.
Part
we went a half
3.
hour. We
part
went a
3
half
soon.
hour. Yeah, if you guys are down, we'll do part 3 next week. We
I will
haven't
check
even
my
got to
schedule.
the damn playbooks yet.
Nice.
Yeah, let me know. Otherwise, I will probably do some prep next.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'll have to see where I'm at on Sunday. I know next weekend is kind of nuts, but my Sunday morning might be okay. So
yeah, this has been buck wild.
Yeah, thanks. Cool Live Crew. Woo woo.
Cool Life Crew.
Oh yeah, it was Dump and Bull.
Meccano's around. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So for myself, you know what? Actually, Matt, where are you at? What do you got going on this week?
The weekend is kind of packed, but otherwise, I'm fairly open at this point.
What do you got going on next week online, though?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Chill.
Sure.
Tiny Make Tuesdays Tuesday at 8 p.m. On the Dave Wonder channel and on the Heel Turn, all over the place.
Mitch Falcon, thank you.
Aww.
Well, I try not to spoil much on here. Beardley,
Nate, we're killing you next session. Woo! Both games.
Beardley, what do you got going on, son?
Oh, I don't know. If it's a core 4 Tuesday, I might drop by on Tuesday. Otherwise, Bad at Games on Thursday, and the 21st, it'll be Nasty Nate's birthday, and we're having Drake Wind Falls next Saturday here on twitch.tv/NomeWorldUnited. So stop on by, give some love to Nasty Nate.
I love how you guys in the chat are also telling us where you'll be. It's the best.
Find me in chat day stream Monday through Wednesdays. Yeah, baby.
Woo!
All
Please
right.
continue to do that. I think it's the best.
So
I don't know. I might be on Tiny Ming Tuesday. I haven't heard.
I think you are. It is your normal week, so if you're available, I believe that's the plan.
Maybe I'll be able to bust out some speed paints since it's my speed paints game.
Yes.
Oh
yeah.
Otherwise, yeah. Bad at Games on Thursday. Don't know what we're playing. If there's suggestions, let us know. And then not this Monday, but the Monday after, Down Outlands. So, Core 4 Tiny Ming are back. All right. Well, otherwise, we will talk to you amazing people later. As always, chat, you're the best. So cool to see so many other people watching. So this is wild.
Thanks to everybody who joins us.
Thanks to everybody. Yeah, Beard's got Dog Riot to deal with. Matt's got business to take care of, and I'm just gonna probably go take a shower because I stink from mowing the lawn. So thank you guys very much. You're the best. Yeah, I'm literally just want to make stupid games just so I can get you guys' feedback and all your ideas. So for myself, Beard, and the Minneapolis Madman Matt Lynn, thank you, and have a
good day, everybody. Enjoy
the rest of your weekend. Bye.